Good afternoon and welcome to Harlem News. I'm Jung-Chan. Our top story this afternoon. Thousands of runners took part in Sheffield Half Marathon despite the fact that the race had suddenly been cancelled. The organizer said the supplies of water have not arrived. Many people ignored the announcement and dashed across the start line anyway. I was at the start. It was an event the runners had spent months training for. Many participants who had lined up could not give up the race, even they struggled to keep warm due to the delay. Unfortunately, they could not hear the starting pistols, but this announcement.
The race today is cancelled. The reason is there is insufficient water to ensure the well-being of all the runners. We'd like to apologise to all the runners for this, but the decision has been made for your safety.
Some booed, but the majority set up anyway. Look at the man with an orange shirt. The runner encouraged other runners to start, and they dashed all together.
Gentlemen, let you know that the race is cancelled. It is not safe.
South Yorkshire Police said it had initially tried to set up roadblocks, but later decided it was safer to let them complete the run.
Regrettably, due to unforeseen circumstances, because there was lack of water out on the course, the event organisers decided to cancel the event. So therefore the official Sheffield Half Marathon did not take place. A number of runners, however, have chosen to continue onto the route, and as part of our obligations to their safety, the police and the stewards will continue to support a public safety operation in looking after them to ensure they get to run on their roads, get to come back here to Don Valley safely, and their safety is not compromised.
However, many people in the back unaware that it had been cancelled because of poor communication through a loudspeaker which was not loud enough. Spectators brought water from shops and their own homes to make up for the lack of official supplies. Thanks to them, most runners finished their race without health problem.
It's a damaging day for the Sheffield Half Marathon, isn't it?
I think so. I think they should be. Whose fault it is, I don't know. But you can't have an event this size and expect it just to shut down like that when everyone's there ready to go.
It was a fiasco, as the race makes city laughingstock. Sheffield's ability to host a stage of the Tour de France in July called into doubts as a half marathon branded in shambles. Jung-Chan Lee, Harlem News, Sheffield. Another water problem. Yorkshire Water has been accused of highly questionable financial arrangements. The company explained why they did not pay any corporate tax last year when they made a profit of hundreds of millions of pounds. At the House of Commons, the water company said it had done nothing illegal, but some MPs insist it should pay more tax. Dan Johnson reports.
Vital for life, but also big business. When water companies were privatised, simple H2O suddenly had huge profit potential. And profits are taxed by the government. That's corporation tax. There's no doubt Yorkshire Water is spending millions upgrading its infrastructure, but it makes money too. Last year the company made £186 million. The average customer's water bill went up by 6.6%, and yet the company paid zero corporation tax. Today the bosses met MPs to explain why.
It was disappointing. Yorkshire Water did come and explain their position on paying no tax in the last financial year, but there was no sense of contrition and no apology from them.
So what's going on? Well, Yorkshire Water says it borrows lots of money to pay for new pipes and cleaner sewage works. It is allowed to deduct the amount of interest it pays on those loans from its taxable profit, and that reduces the corporation tax it owes. Despite its name, Yorkshire Water reaches far beyond our shores. In 2009, it set up 3 companies in the Cayman Islands and has subsidiaries in the USA, the Netherlands and the Isle of Man. The tax bill can be cut further by offsetting losses from those companies.
Now, Yorkshire Water isn't selling this stuff to the Cayman Islands. It says its presence there isn't about reducing its tax bill because all the companies are registered in the UK for tax purposes. It says this complicated structure is about enabling it to borrow more money at cheaper rates.
The rules do allow them to do this, but my message is that yes, there are things that we as MPs can do to tighten those rules, but also they as a company need to look at what they can do, and that's why I'm sort of shocked that we've had the casino bankers, we've now got the casino water companies, and we need these companies to take some responsibility as well.
Questions have been raised about the amount of tax paid by some of the big names in business. Other water companies and energy firms are also being examined. Yorkshire Water says it was pleased to explain its arrangements. While the MPs may still not be convinced, the company is confident it complies with both the letter and the spirit of the law. Dan Johnson, BBC Look North.
Fares on first buses in Sheffield are to go up at the end of the month. Many single tickets are going up by 10p or 20p, and the weekly saver by an extra 50p. Prices for a student weekly ticket, all South Yorkshire-wide network fares, monthly and annual tickets are being frozen. First says fares across Sheffield and the rest of the South Yorkshire are rising by an average 3% overall. Hundreds of seabirds that were washed up on the East Yorkshire coast have been released back into the wild. Puffins and guillemots were found exhausted and starving 3 weeks ago because of severe weather. Scores of birds had died, but others were treated at the Scarborough Life Centre. The last story. The concert series at St. Mary's Church in the city centre has attracted hundreds of people from around Sheffield. The latest concert was performed by Leeds Cathedral Choir. The choir from the diocese, which has the largest church program of choral music for young people in the UK, started with Barry Massey and concluded with Haydn's Insane e Vane Cre. The next event of the concert series is Missa Criolla in Concert, which will be held on 21st of March.
The whole purpose of this behind the concert series is to engage new audiences, to open the church to a great deal of communities, and in the same time expressing very clearly that St. Mary's Cathedral lies at the heart of Sheffield, and it's part of its heritage and history.
That's all for this afternoon. Thank you. Goodbye.